It only takes a cinder for a phoenix to rise.
Welcome on back everyone to Total Warhammer 3, part 13 of our Malekith the Old World and SFO Grimmhammer campaign. In today's episode we are here with Mommy Morathi once more to be holding off the Savage Orcs who have been building up quite the green tide here. We've got Ratgash and Garsnak who are sadly not Savage Orc lords themselves, hopefully one day. But either way, we've got to throw down with them and hopefully bring them down with magics before they rip our line to shreds. It's going to give us a Pyrrhic victory where we lose our Witch Elves, a set of Dread Spears, and then 2 of our Harpies. See if we can do a little bit better. The map is going to look a bit like this. We have a few choke points we're going to funnel these orcs through. But honestly, we'll have to see how they decide to actually react to our deployment. Let's get to it. Alright, so how do we get to dealing with this gigantic wave of Savage Orcs? That is a good question. Let's have the Harpies up front here. We're going to use them and our 2 spellcasting heroes to try to weaken as many of our foes' units as we can. Toss them over there. Let's have the Reaper Bolt Thrower pull back. I think we're going to kind of set up alongside this here, and we'll use all of these other kind of land-based choke points to funnel the greenskins through. And we'll see if it works out. I do probably want to pull our units back a little bit off the start, though. Those spears.
Dealers in death.
Kind of like so to start.
Dealers in death.
We will have the
Cold-blooded killers.
Ice Blades continuing the line a bit because they've got shields. And then we'll just have the Sisters of Slaughter holding the back line with the Witch Elves ready to rush around and go after whoever they can as well. Then we'll have the shielded Dark Shards. 2 that don't have them.
Dark shards.
Not having the high ground here is a little bit unfortunate. Let's see if we can hide you up in this copse of trees. Oh, perfect. And then we'll have the other hand bows nearby. Alright. Let's have Caval up front. Sorceress and Morathi get ready to harass who they can. Let's do it. Let's go infantry, all of the range boys, and then the Harpies. We are in formation. Let's have the Dread Spears stay in guard mode, and let's get this going. So, are we going to be able to land Morathi in the back line and just go after the Orc boss? I don't know. We don't have as much straight up damage as the Orc boss, and he doesn't have to worry about armor with Morathi, really. Let's go for the Spirit Leech as soon as we can. Morathi, you keep going wide. As soon as that Spirit Leech drops, we will see about going for the Ardzapal's Black Horror. We do have more targeting range, so maybe. As long as these Savage Orcs don't move. Why'd you have to move? How boring is that? I still think we're gonna hit quite a few of them, so let's see how it plays out. Turns out I'm a fool. Go ahead and slow them down as much as we can. Okay, well we've used our Ardzapal's Black Horror. To little to no effect. At least Melkoth does some damage. And we slam into these error boys here. I don't want to. Power of Darkness would allow us to yoink some health away from our own units. Just keep them kind of sequestered in this small zone here. 7 seconds before we can go for another Spear Leech. Stay a little ways away from these orcs. They are going to hurt so bad if they catch you. So this Spear Leech down on Ratgash. Down, fall back. Run, 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 run. Marathi, you stay. Looks like they're gonna kind of keep him next to
Come with me.
these other Savage Orcs.
Going now.
You start moving back towards our line. Now reinforcements are here. We didn't manage to kill the Lord, but we've got some fair damage. I'm gonna still try to land in here and get as much damage as possible. And you come on back. Strafe the line as much as possible.
Yes.
Chop him and run away. Then we'll go for the Spirit Leech. He is blinded, so he's going to be moving quite a bit slower.
At once.
We do have to keep in mind that there are all of these other units coming in. There's quite a few cavalry, so
Shadowy
keep watch.
Destroy everything.
Hit and run. Manage to, we can move up and try to go after this group of Savage Orc Era boys all by themselves. If they sit in the cavalry, we'll go for the Dark Conduit, finish them off.
Feel my rage.
Feel my rage. Did we hit these air boys so they can't escape? Perfect.
My revenge comes.
Get them, Harpies. Let's leave you back to possibly harass this group of air boys here who should be blinded.
First sorceress.
Gotta watch the cavalry. Here they come. They blended them apart. Let's get back up in the air. Bleed effect is so strong. Same thing here with you. The Savage Orcs are going to move to try to help. So let's just go ahead and fall back with Marathi. Oh wait, our poor hero here. She's been dying for help. Oh, we'll just go ahead and Dark Conduit. Slay quite a few of those. Find the gap and retreat. Yeah, it's my fault. We were so focused on microwing Marathi. Just zoom around the outside there. Awesome stuff. Get away from these archers. No reason to take free damage. Also don't mind stealing some health from the Crows of Cain since they are able to heal that back. Run up this way and get ready for another... Oh, that's not great. She got caught immediately. And you're done. That is horrible. And nothing we can do about it. She's gonna get taken out. They managed to surround her immediately. Very proud of themselves they are. Alright, such is the way. You can escape, that'd be great. I just don't think there's gonna be any way we get away from these Savage Orc boar boys. Oh, we did it. Alright, she's ways too slow on the cold one. Thankfully, she should flee, so we'll get her back afterwards. Still not great to lose our lords so willy-nilly like that. Let's see if we can't go the Harpies over the top and just jump this group of Arrow boys, so send them wide. Are they not going to let her flee? That's funny. Get some free damage on those cavalry boys there, and we'll keep Marathi dancing around. I see he's now weak for a moment, so jump him. You look at this group, you two work together here. Fly right over the top. Laval move a little bit further out. We're definitely going to need his net. Depending on how many they send around, that's going to be a big deal. And Marathi managed to karate chop the war boss in the back line, though, which is perfect. Let's get back up in the air, although if you get one more hit, that'd be awesome. One more hit is all we need. Blanketing them in doom. Alright, let's get up and away from these Savage Orc boys. Go, 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 go. Alright, she's up in the air and safe. Let's go ahead and head on back towards our line now. You two, let's go after, just actually get up in the air, because they've got the cavalry coming back to try to stop you. Our Spellcaster's back as well. Let's get her behind our lines. These bolt throwers are getting some awesome damage. Now leave them firing on who they are. They're getting slowed down. flying over the top. Let's actually go a little bit wide. Marathi, if you can actually go ahead and land here on this enemy lord, it'd be awesome. Let's slow and weaken these trolls.
Battle ready.
Oh no.
Forward.
Get back behind the line if you can there. Not going to be an easy one. Witch elves, you go help them out. Marathi, go ahead and fall back. You took some fair punches back there. Hate to see it. There we are. Slow these cavalry to a crawl. And go ahead and charge into this next group of Savage Orcs there.
We understand.
Blast them. Spirit Leech on... Actually, the trolls? No, not actually the trolls. I'll back up and around. Witch Elves, you as well. Smash them. I am going to wait just a moment before activating that. Dark Conduit should be used on our boy Kaval. There we go, eliminate a few units all at once. Have you lot charge. Start mauling these archers, and we'll have you come on in and karate chop pretty much whoever we can. And those up and around. And sit in the Witch Elves. Let's have you make sure the poor boy Miggins are not coming back.
Slay them. No mercy. Make them bleed.
Beautiful stuff.
Suffering for all.
Let's actually stay back here just in case. You start getting some shots in this back line. Should keep us from dealing with our own units too much. Marathi up in the air. Yeah, Savage Orc Biggins are worth a cast. Now we get the flank. I can go after the... I can't get the Black Dragon Egg just yet. Can we go for... Soul Blight will work. This huge group here. Weaken them as much as possible. Now the troll's getting through either way.
Carnage awaits.
Pull back just a bit. That is blending through them. Go ahead and hit the alt fire in this area here.
Corsairs.
Almost have the Black Dragon Egg. Alright, Handbows, we want you coming back now. Used a little bit too much of your head capabilities where you're at already.
On to slaughter.
Alright, Harpies, you come on in and help out with this next group of Error Boys. You lot stay here. Beautiful. You thought you would fare well against the Druki. Never on your life. It's going to be a short one. Amazing. You go after this group of boar boys. We'll see how many of these poor unfortunate orcs are going to round up for work in the mines. I'll get you all in a moment. Alright, close victory indeed. Probably a lot of friendly fire coming down on this group of Dread Spears here, since they were right in the line of our Reapers, but we'll take it. Only 137 fall on our side. We will take all of the extra workers. Yes, please. And of course they scatter like roaches, so we're going to have to run down a few more armies momentarily. Or did they just disappear off into nothing? Either way that works. Orion looks like he's going to start being aggressive. The wild hunt begins. It's just about time to start sending some heroes to the old world to herald the arrival of the Witch King. It is often necessary to execute a few, publicly of course, to quench the fires of revolt in all of the others, or income from raiding. And if we take down Rarthug Squigbeard, we will grab a Talisman of Protection and 600 Treasury. You know I'm going to forget that one. Usually the rewards are not worth how much you have to spend to take them down. My Beastmaster, you stay there. You're just kind of on defense for now.
I am the first sorceress.
Is it onward to the mud flats already? I can't wait. Malekith, we'll just have you go ahead and move up towards Bolahat.
We shall not rest.
Arch.
Carnage awaits.
Even if they recruited in general here, it should be no problem. So Marathi, what can we do to try to lure out any unsightly greenskin generals? Let's come down to the Great Ogham. Poor Pillar of Agog has been destroyed. And then we'll spend the rest of our
Ready to ravage.
gold trying to repair our cities. Yep, we'll spend the slaves to repair that immediately. And then the good old growth building drops leadership and gives us some dread spears. Who are not the most scary, but we will take it. It is free troopers. We'll upgrade both these buildings here, and I'm going to immediately put in the gold building, which will be having us make 200 income, drop by 20% because of our control. We want to send more of you to the open markets. Not just yet, but very soon. Now, we don't actually need the growth buildings here any longer. This is the income one, duh. Guild halls. But any of the growth buildings, you go ahead and remove immediately, if I hadn't already. Citadel of Lead as well. We don't need the growth buildings even anymore, so we'll come on into the Estates of the Masters, and they shall be destroyed. No longer. Cool. Here at Conquada. Still have quite a ways to go, so they are fine where they're at. We can build this immediately, and we could not afford the upgrades, so we won't. No, thank you. We could use the selling labor diktat over in the tower, but I actually think it'd be better spent on control, so let's go fight to the deaths. Fights to the death. Start building up control here. Sweet business. And we can actually split them apart. So Urian, you go up to the Giant's Causeway. Just make sure.
Critters submit.
I don't trust you at all. We're friends partially, but man, only for now. Military access would allow them to not trespass on us at all. But if they're finally sending their armies out to start dealing with the greenskins, so be it. I'll share a little bit of my lands here with the Wood Elves. And if I give them all of the unpleasant climate, then we don't have to worry about it. What a good idea. Alright, Kuzu, let's go ahead and give you an additional point into hard to hit. Up to 80. It's not really needed though, is it? Show no weakness for more bonus v large. Or you can come on in and start giving us even more experience gain. Let's do show no weakness. 3 additional bonus versus large, and then some extra physical resistance, which will go up to 10 and 5. Pretty sizable.
Black-hearted dreadlord.
Val, you are a fantastic member of our team. Silver-tongued promises are going to give us Corsair buffs. Dread spears gives them all more weapon strength. Not great for the black shards. Yeah, mostly for Corsairs, which is to be expected. And then anyone around him who is a normal infantry soldier who's not a lord or hero is going to reload slower and shoot slower, or shoot less accurately. Huh. Interesting. Let's just go for increased mobility, and then we'll probably keep going down the Plunder Troves line here.
I am the first sorceress.
Or Marathi will just give you the additional rituals and blood, more experience, and a nice bit of a hefty ward save for the whole army. The most tanky dread spears around. That is definitely part of the reason we were able to hold against the Savage Orcs so easily. For our next technology, Temple Training Grounds, Purge the Weak, or Festivals of Cain. Purge the Weak it is. Extra income from faction capital and settlement buildings. Oh, Admiral Tararosh hasn't been moved. We'll switch you back over into Dread Expansion mode. I admire your darkness. Newland. We can't really afford anything of worth, so we shall not spend any gold. Perfect. We just be stamping out the last few vestiges of Grimgor's forces. We can finally move on to the old world. Although it might be a good idea to take a look at what's going on over in Norska first. I think we are able to exist just fine in frozen climates as well as the chaotic wasteland, so claiming Norska is perfectly under our purview.
I must endure.
Your people will suffer for your clumsy attempts at diplomacy.
Oh, they're still alive. Peace for 1,000. No, sir. Marathi's now even better at ambushing. Perfect. Yeah, we can claim the Isle of Wight since it's the only one with an unpleasant climate. The rest can go to the trees.
Anarian's bride.
Alright, Marathi, let's come on down.
Such delights.
I see no greens because we might have broken them completely. They usually build up quite fast, so I'm surprised we haven't seen any in a bit here, especially coming out of Grimgor's forces. So Malekith, you can pretty easily leg sweep Bola Hat. No one's defending this settlement. We'll go ahead and take the standard of Haggrafe. We can provide this to our new chariots. We'll give them more melee attack and then more evasion when they're losing combat, which with chariots is quite often. Beautiful. We'll just give that one the other resolve. What on earth is going on? Stop trying to murder my Hydra. It tried, didn't it? Not worth stacking. We'll just go ahead and loot and occupy for the 300 additional servants. Rounding up, of course. Slice of greens, get in half, and you can make an additional one. Kind of like worms. Yeah, the War Hydra is down to 44 health. Why does it do this, you wonder? Even charging straight into the greenskins, it wouldn't take that much damage. Especially if everyone else was right behind him, because I figure that's how they do with auto-resolves. They just take the armies and throw them at one another. Excuse me. I just want to click on Bola Hat to repair this. Demolish the normal income building in exchange for the wine. Troll is looking really bad. So, what kind of buildings can we throw in to help out with that? Portrait posts? Let's get them up. Cost 300 servants to get that up immediately. Nope, no, thank you. Not worth it. Urian, though.
Beasts of Druki.
Have you sprint heal beasts of Druki?
Tyrant of Nagaroth.
I've got a plan.
Unseen.
Bring the master out.
Fear.
I'll have you also come out a little ways and go back into Dread Expansion. We'll have Urian sprint down to the Tower of Linong, and then we'll use our glory to Malekith to subjugate Haggrafe and bring in Malus. So, and right after Malus, we'll go ahead and grab Crone Hellebron. Why can't I? Someone moving? Oh, there we go. Someone was moving, so all of the icons were disabled. Welcome, Malus Darkblade. He's a little bit corrupted, so I understand this face. We put him in a cage. I mean, that's one way to make friends. Do you still think we have to wait a turn or two for Malus? Or is he already here? He's not in our pool, which is a little bit spooky, but I think that just means he is,
control.
for the time being, about to be replaced by the Scion of Dark Crag, which will give us a bit of recruitment cost reduction for Cold Ones. He's all about his knights. And then he's now going to be immune to Chaos Corruption. So he'd be a great crusader to send up into Norska, while Malekith goes after the Old World.
Destined for greatness.
You absolutely are, and since you come at tier 1, we get to go through all of your quest battles. So just the Warp Sword of Cain, that's fine. Time of Blood is at hand. Awesome. Okay, cool. So we can try to get him set up right away with some goodies. Sword of Swift Slaying, Charm Shield, and that's it. Could yoink some stuff off of our higher tier heroes, or our lower tier heroes, but he doesn't need the help as much as they do. Let's be real. Evil Choir Master Troll, and that's about all we've got. Give him the standard of Haggard Wraith, since that's where he's supposed to come from. So I don't know if we actually are able to transform into Zarkan.
DARKBLADE!
Where is he? Oh, he can, absolutely. Do we not have to worry about the other downsides of the possession? Is it just the damage we take? I mean, that's fine. It's Malus without any of the actual downsides. You don't have to worry about taking the health potions and things. Sweet.
I accept.
Now let's give you some new troops. Got one Bloodwrack Medusa and an additional Hanbo Corsair. Be a great start to his forces.
Hag Sorceress of Grond.
Awesome. Wrath, we'll just have you start raiding down into the Isle of Wights. Steal what you can, give nothing back. And then Malekith will start moving towards the last if you can. No, we can't. So, we're stuck here for a turn or two. 7 coins left over. Awesome stuff. I'd like to get an additional Black Arc. Be allowed to yet? Here we go. Not sure what was going on with the previous. It said we unlocked one, but I guess we just had to wait a turn. A new Fleet Master approaches. We'll let him set up in the Bleakmoor. Admiral Leech. Welcome, sir.
A vile plan.
And we'll have one of these Black Arcs kind of traveling around with each of our lords for the future. This one should be Malus's for his crusade against Norska. Awesome stuff. Unassigned skill points for Kevin. We'll ignore that. Here at Newland. Since Bolahat's part of it, we're going to go ahead and read Dark Portent so Malekith can zoom across. And we can finish off the last vestiges of Grimgor's forces here. Plan is pushing back to 1 settlement. The best one to do that's probably going to be the Mudflats. And we'll just keep stacking it and trying to grab the Eat trade on as many lords as we can before the Wood Elves wipe them out. Cool. No trade with the Wood Elves just yet. And the strength rank here is probably a little bit off. His armies would be horrifying for us to deal with.
Master of Nagara. Skills to show.
Join up Malus there. Imminent Rebellion, where? Oh, here in Newland. I mean, we could drop... Yeah, let's go ahead and drop income. Oh, still gonna have to deal with the rebellion all the same. Excellent. Peasants, rise up and bring me your goodies. Alright, the rebellion just happens to be the Hunt Marshal's expedition. Well, we could actually allow them to resurrect and then try to be friends with them. I think that'd be a bit foolish, though. The Druki own all of this. We'll let the Wood Elves have some of it. Yes, we'll have to rush down here and deal with this fool.
I refuse.
Never going to build up anything too strong because there's no military buildings here, so we'll just go into March stance. And go between him and him. Him and Newland. Actually, take it back. Black Bog is going to be the settlement that's in more danger. Here we go. This thing's a little bit more defended.
I must endure this warmth. Immediately.
Move into the Isle of Wights. Eliminate what we can here. We would lose all of our front line. Really? Are you sure about that? I don't mind wearing them down a bit with a siege.
For the Witch King.
Especially while we can pull
Dreadlord.
Ararosh around. And he can reinforce both.
Send, damn you.
Just an army of spears. It's no problem for anything. They don't even have a single shield amongst them, so our Dark Shard bolts are going to do all of the damage.
My path.
Here, path indeed. We're about to only have 300 positive incomes. Let's make sure we can even afford MALUS more soldiers. To do so, we're probably going to need to upgrade back on the home front. So, I mean, slave slums would be nice for the increase in control. Just doesn't increase it in this province, which is quite weird. The watchtowers do, but we lose income. City tunnels only increase it by 2. Really? Not a lot of options for control here. It may just be the slave slums then, and that only is in adjacent provinces. We go for the fighting pits. It gives us 4 control for 15 slaves. That'll work. That will work. Our control is also directly correlating to how much income we're making. Dropping it by 25% is very meh. Income from slaves plus 25%, but we lose 50 a turn. I guess that's the way. Got the increased quota over here. We are losing 16 control a turn. Why is that? Probably a mixture of just the fact that we have so many military buildings and not enough of things that are purely for control. So in fact, we're going to take out these guild halls here, go ahead and demolish those, and replace them with a control building. The slave market's also hurting our control for sure. Everything here is purely for income. We're going to have to drop a couple of these buildings for some other stuff. In fact, these House of Exiles here is probably going to go out for a control building as well. Sounds good to me. Wine here at Bowler Hat, which is going to actually increase control. I'm going to immediately grab this. And then if we... Now, we would not be able to afford. Cool. Slow crawl over the land. We are having to deal with our own people starting to rise up against us for being worked so hard. Almost trade without the Lauren. Beautiful. A budding friendship with the Keeblers is approaching.
Yes. Such slaughter.
You're almost there. One more skill point. We've unlocked the ship's navigator. One back over to Malekith then, and that'll be our turn. Oh, they're gonna charge on out and throw down. I bet they lose fightiness otherwise. Alright, fair. So be it. We'll have ourselves a fight. Skins versus Marathi once more. He's clearing the way for her son. Alright, pretty much the exact same strategy, except for this time we have an even better place to set up 4 on defense. So let's go bolt throwers. They've got all of this unfortunate swampy ground to trudge across. Shielded lads on one side.
Dealers in death.
Handbows over here, make sure we don't get flanked. These other handbows hiding in the woods, which has been one of my favorite strategies so far. Pull you guys back. Like my dread spears slightly slanted on the sides.
We are ready.
And we'll throw the Sisters of Slaughter in the middle. Same as last time. Shelves behind our line. They can rush in and find targets once the battle has been... I guess the clash is commenced. You guys can take this flank like last time. Beautiful. There are less archers than our previous battle. Our harpies should have even less trouble ripping them apart. Put them all out on the side like last time, and then our 2 heroes to harass and harangue the enemy lords. You all in guard mode. Crossbows, bolt throwers, and the crows. Game begin. Handbows up. Everyone else, do your thing. Alright, Marathi. You're gonna go all in on the Malekiths on, actually before we get too far away, drop this on the Reaper Bolt Throwers because it's basically free. Unless you miscast. That's free. Yoink some health away from the big boss. Perfect stuff. Marathi, in fact, go and deal with this lord if he's gonna run away. What's a shaman? Even better. With the miscast for her, which is a little unfortunate. Go ahead and fall back, let those arrow boys do their thing. Or so they think. Ooh, our bolt thrower's not in the proper mode. There you go. Marathi absolutely bodies this poor lord here. Launch the darkness back. Ouch. Spells ahoy. And those come out. On both sides. The shells move up as well. Go ahead and have you firing on just this blob of orcs. Take you off of fire at will. Harpies, come on in and do your thing. Caval, charge into these trolls. Actually, stop the trolls from moving and fall back a bit. The hand bows. Rip them apart for you. You use your black dragon tier. A little bit further. Where did that big boss go? I think he already left. We'll go Soul Blight on all these lads, weaken them as much as possible. Here's deal with the trolls, and then we'll send in the really angry ladies.
Dread spears.
Oh, there we go. They usually like to send all of their cavalry after your harpies. They have issues. This group of arrow boys here. Leave them to fight. We'll go after these orc boys instead. There we are. Go ahead and let this group explode right here. We had a great one. Yoink. Delete 2 units. Oh, it's so amazing. It just crumpled to nothing. That usually is enough to break the spirits of the greenskins. And they've got a lot of them back here, but what are they really going to do? Harpies can get back up in the air and away from our enemies. Everyone else form a line, because we're going to have to keep fending off fools. That worked out very well. Handbows, you just keep chasing these idiots. Go duel the shaman for me. In fact, let's have the Reaper Bolt Thrower just blast on top of Marathi. Exactly. Going back to the line. Move on out. Let's drop Spirit Leech on this poor shaman. A couple arrow boys that want to find out. All of these orcs here are blind. They're rearing the fight. They're blind, getting torn to shreds. Alright, Marathi, you can go ahead and pull away from this now. The reason to take that damage for free. Those are biggins. Not any longer. Black Dragon Egg through all of this nonsense here. Let it rip and tear. You actually should scare off these boar boys. We'll allow that to happen. Great Sword versus Axe and Shield. I would hope win. Don't let him give you the business like that. Murderous Mastery is popped. There we go. And the orcs have been defeated. Alright, well, we're going to run down as many of these fools as we can so we don't have to fight them on the next battle. And I'll catch you all in a moment. So they rose up only to be swatted back down. Sounds about right. We will, this time... I will take the gold.
Let them go. I cannot.
So Otter has just resigned himself to his fate. Fair enough. I respect it. See you later, friend. You and your 1.5 million spearmen.
Merciless host.
Stop it. Leave my Hydra alone. What is wrong with you? Go ahead and enslave that group. Auto-resolve's crazy. Malekith, you're actually losing some magic, so we want to go into dark channeling? I don't think we want to march. We just allow our forces to deal with them from there. Can we go through the teleporter? What if we use the, oh no, it was just seeing the settlement. What if we use the map and cheese it, become Bellicor for a turn? Alright, so for our Death Hag, extra weapon strength when attacking, and then just a nice bit of missile resistance. I think if anything, we want to continue down the yellow line. Already got plenty of leadership. Let's go ahead and make sure anyone around you has a little bit of a better chance of fighting. I haven't had too many issues of lads turning and running. So for Virikath, our master,
Bow before
both exactly the same, pretty much. Go Indomitable Will. We'll follow that up with Nobleborn Ruler. Just make sure your line is iron. Clad in steel. That'll do. Sadly, you can't gain a Choir Master as well, but some of our Blackhearts can. I don't think they're actually able to apply the buff, but they can pretend like they can. I think we send Malekith out across the Albion Channel now. Now, see, here's the question though: do we land at Lyonesse, or do we try to head further towards the actual Empire itself? I will let you all make that decision for me. Do we want to go after Bretonnia? So I guess the choices for landing are Mousillon, Bordelot, and then Lyonesse and then Couronne. Or we can go after the Empire proper and see about trying to start a place where we can start attacking, trying to take down the port that should be in Marienburg. Marienburg is actually a 2-tier city, so it's going to be pretty hard for us to throw down with. Should be a bit of fun. Send Malekith out in normal stance because I don't trust the lads in the waves. I guess we do need to sit for a turn and replenish, which makes me a little bit sad. We'll stay garrison here at Newland for a turn or two. That way he can replenish up. Go ahead and grab fighting pits wherever we can. Read the Pillar of Agog. Yes and no. Wait, where's the Isle of Wights? Oh, that's this settlement here that Morathi's surrounding. Oh, strangely elongated province that is.
For the Witch King.
Okay, your auto-resolves are not nearly as mean as the Witch King's. We'll sack the settlement. And then I'm gonna sit here and raid. We're just gonna be mean.
Forage and hunt.
Steal what you can and stay in this bit of
Cruel and deadly.
choke
The
point.
ocean awaits.
Geographical choke point. And these 3 settlements are gonna come a bit more inland so we don't get attacked from outside. We'll just drop into Dread Expansion.
Such slaughter awaits.
Indeed. You're going to have to take control of the battles that are not just a small one, otherwise we are absolutely going to lose the Hydra again on the fly. I wonder why it's causing it to think the Hydra is so weak. I honestly have no idea. The slave slums. Now we're just going to go for the actual proper control building. -16 is a hefty debuff to our control. Maybe just because of the amount of slaves we have, too. Surprisingly, it's not. We have so little that we actually have more control. Okay. Yeah, let's figure out the public order issues here first. Citadel will light up to the final tier. Beautiful. 2 tier 5 settlements under our control. Actually, I'm going to use some of our slaves. That way we actually increase control by an additional 1 point. Kind of need a lot of heroes just to be sitting out and continuing to make the world a better place for our civilization. We're quite a grumpy people.
Merciless.
Alright, Malus. We don't know what's down in the south, but if we can lure them
On the
into
route.
what looks like a juicy city and just an Admiral Kevin, we will try it.
I approve of these dark deeds.
Yeah.
A vile plan.
Income from our piracy.
Dreadlord of Nagaron.
Someday we will have the Black Arcs out, flapping cheeks, but for now, they sit and do nothing. Speaking of sit and do nothing, let's give it one more intern, and that'll likely be our episode.
I am Morathi.
You are indeed. Grotesque sacrifices or absolute devotion. We do like an upkeep production.
Mother of the Druki.
You, Caval. We will just make you better at fighting, so let's go for more health.
Deadly. Victorious.
Exactly. Steal the gold.
Hag sorceress.
I'm gonna move you closer to the Great Ogham, that way we can respawn and possibly just stack the mud flats and come back to raid over here next turn.
Victorious.
It'd be lots of fun. Alright, the turn is again ours, and we have located Grimgore. We don't necessarily know what he is fielding, but we can pick off the sacrifice to Hakarti once more. I think it's just making sure we are well aware. I'm pretty sure we already had that available. I just was saving it.
Enchanting beauty. For
Go
Cain.
ambush stance up here towards the Great Ogham, try to lure him
Hatred
towards one of our
drives
settlements.
me.
I'm gonna have our Sorceress of Death come out and see if she can't drop kick Rarthug here. Only a 31% chance. He has a 35% chance. A little bit higher.
Approve of these dark deeds.
You may approve, but you're not very good at them, are you? We'll keep our Admiral here. He's actually perfectly able to protect Morathi from any kind of threat. It looks like we've got a Wa called on Nagranath again, unless that is just the same as previous. Good grief. So all of the Savage Orc Biggins, Night Goblin Fanatics, he's definitely built up a pretty scary force here. Hopefully we can just auto-resolve them here at the Great Ogham. Call it a day there. This is almost back up full. Actually, let's see.
On my way.
We can replenish just fine as long as we're inside a controlled territory. Let's come on down after
Set all
this
sails.
shipwreck here.
Sailing off.
Make sure we're still inside of the AoE that we get all the extra replenishment. And like we can't, but
King of the Druki.
why not? Navy's in hostile waters, yeah, but we have a Black Arc here. He's supposed to give us replenishment. 10% so.
Hour has come.
That's a little bit annoying.
My cruelty
So
knows
our
no
Navy can't
limits.
replenish on sea. I guess that does make a little bit of sense, but it's quite annoying too.
Vengeance.
Alright then. I don't think there's any actual upgrades we can do. Grabbing control is probably the way to go for spinning our gold. And if we have any more servants we can send off to be sold. Surprisingly, no. We've used all of our dictats. Which is a wee bit sad. First, we should have only a few more turns to go, though. 6 more turns there? I guess we'll be waiting for a bit. How unfortunate. Yeah, for the first time, our income's looking a little bit dire. Alright, well, that is going to be all the time I've got for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by today's Malekith episode. If you all enjoyed, remember to leave a like for the like god and a sub for the sub though. See you all next one.